Welcome to day 2. We're going to start in child's pose. Just really stretch your arms out. You can widen your knees if you like. Sometimes it helps you sink a little further. I want active hands, but relax the rest of your body. Get yourself acquainted to your breathing pattern. Again, we're just trying for deep, very deliberate inhales, full exhales. Let's come up to a tabletop position and tuck our toes under to push up to down dog. And start pedaling our feet out again. And start walking our feet to our hands. Taking your time. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Grab opposite elbows and hang for a forward fold. Again, depending on where you're trying to stretch, you can straighten your legs or bend your knees as much as you need. Varying positions will work more for your back or more for your hamstrings and calves. So go where you need it. Come up for a flat back. And hang again. You can pedal your knees to rock back and forth. Slowly unroll coming up. And open up to star. It's more than mountain pose. We're getting a wide stance and spreading our arms, looking up to the sky to arch our spine. Go out to a really wide stance so you can kind of heel toe your feet out. We're going to put our hands on the ground. Try to have your legs relatively straight. If you can't, bend your knees. That's absolutely fine, but we just want to get in contact with the ground. I like to walk side to side with my hands, taking a breath or two on each side. Kind of isolates the stretch to one leg at a time, which is really nice. Just slowly walking back and forth, remembering to be really conscious of my breath. If you don't want to keep going back and forth, you can stay in one spot. Sink your weight down into your hips. If your palms are on the floor, you could try to get your forearms down. From here, turn to the front of your mat, to whichever leg is there. Put your rear knee down. In this case, I have my left leg forward and my right knee down. Into our lizard pose, where I'm holding myself up with my right hand. I'm trying to keep my spine in a good position, not compromising or hunching over. I'm using my left hand to push out the inside of my left thigh. And now I'm just going to straighten my leg by kind of tilting back on my heel. Straighten as much as you can. If you have trouble with this, ease into it and just breathe. Go forward again. Just kind of inviting some motion into that spot. Make sure your back leg is straight. And we'll rock back again on that heel. And now we're going to come forward one more time before we put that right hand down solid and pull our hip through. We're just pulling that right hip through. It doesn't even have to be the whole foot. Just sitting right down on that right hip. Push up, do that motion backwards. So now we're kneeling. Right back into our tabletop. Moving into cat-cow, where you're just arching your spine and then rounding your back. Inhale as we arch. Exhale as we round. Now other side, we're going to step forward. Sinking into our left hip. Pushing out on our right thigh. Left leg is straight, toes pointed back. Rotating back on that right heel, just like we did on the other side. Trying to bend down to get close to the leg. I feel it much more on my hamstring like that. Breathing it forward again. Rotating on our heel backwards, straightening our leg, trying to get my head close to the knee, really feeling it. As I breathe, pushing forward one more time until I sit my left foot through. Just landing on that hip, so I don't even need to get far. I can just scoot on my butt the rest of the way. So we're going to lay down on our back, and we're going to pull both of our knees towards our chest, but also towards the floor. So maybe like you're imagining your legs are apart and you're pulling your knees towards your armpits. Breathing into it. So let's release our right leg out straight and use our right hand to pull our left knee across our waistline for this horizontal pigeon pose. Breathing deep, feeling it in our hips and our back. Embracing the twist that this puts us in. Gonna release, set it straight. Switch sides, so we're putting our right knee all the way across our belt line, way to the other side, extending our right hand out. Begin to release your hip. And let's put the soles of our feet together and come down to a horizontal butterfly where we're trying to sink our knees down to the pavement. I'm shitty at this, but hopefully you're better. And if not, we'll get better together. All right, slowly make your way up by rolling on your spine. I always like doing this. Gives a little back massage. Try and roll onto your shoulders if you can. Don't crunch your neck, but feel the full length of your spine against the ground. If you can, roll into a squat and stand up. That's great. If not, don't worry about it.
Because it's time for our warm-up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Other way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Other way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for this next one, we're going to do 5 each direction. It's going to be spine swirls. So it's similar to the spine shift. We're isolating the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now other way. 1, 2, 3. Not moving our hips at all, just the spine. 4 and 5. Now for this one, we're going to get down carefully into a tabletop position for our basic sit-throughs. So this is really a step-by-step guide on how to start the sit-through. So now we're in a tabletop position on all fours. I'm stepping my right foot forward, and I'm going to place my left hand down on the ground. I find it easier to put it in between my two legs and out wide so that I have good room to slide my left leg and butt through. So I'm just picking it up and sitting down on my left hip. Now, if I need to reverse the position, I just push up, kick back into this kneeling position, put my hands down, and we're right back into tabletop. For the other side, my left foot comes down, and I'm just going to move my right hand back a little bit to create a little wider of an entrance for my right knee. Knee through, down on the right hip. Now I'm pushing up off my right hand, keeping my left foot strong to pull it back, knee down, and we're right back to tabletop. Switch sides again. So now we're going to bring that right foot forward again, left hand into position, sneaking that leg through to sit on the hip. And the key to getting it through easily is just making sure we're lifting up high enough. Switching sides again. Left foot down, right hand firm. We're lifting up in our obliques, turning that hip. Picking it up for the reverse motion. Right back to tabletop. Right foot forward, left hand into position, sitting down on our left cheek, reversing the position, and this should become pretty fluid after a while. It's going to take some practice for some people, and that's okay. Left foot down, right hand into position, sneaking that right hip through into a comfortable seat until we reverse the position. Into something that I call side plank hip bumps, and this may challenge your balance a little bit. So, make sure your mat's brushed off, make sure there's nothing on there. What you're gonna do is lay down your entire forearm. I like to do it palm down, making sure that I can have as wide of a surface area on the ground as possible. And we're gonna come up into a side plank, and we're just bumping our hips up to the sky for 10 reps. So tighten your core, focus on your balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna come down, switch sides, forearm down. I have one ankle on top of the other, hip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you need to put a pillow or something beneath your elbow or ankles, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to take a couple seconds to rest, recover ourselves, and then we have 2 more sets of that on each side. All right, let's get back into our position here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down slowly. We're just gonna switch sides. Take your time with this, no rush, it's not a race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll come down for another brief rest. Here for our last set, get back into position. Forearm down, we'll raise ourselves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching sides again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, as we finish up, let's take a seat on our butts with both of our feet on the ground for our windshields. So all we're gonna do is collapse our knees down to the ground like that and take a couple breaths on each side. So there's one right there, just breathing into it, switching sides, rotating in my hip for 2. And my left foot right now is parallel with my right knee. And as I switch over to my third, my right foot is parallel with my left knee. Just keeping the shape. I'm not picking up my feet. I'm just kind of rolling across either side of my foot to put my knees to the ground. Turning towards my front knee and trying to keep a straight spine. 5, 6, you got to adjust, that's cool. 7. Eight. And that's it.